So is this a living hell for you then?
It is really, yeah. I've been doing interviews this afternoon. I've been thinking to myself, why the hell did I agree to do this book, really? But no, it's when I look at the book, it's been worth doing. It's been, there's been a lot of pictures that have come out that I've totally forgot about, and seeing them again, it makes you remember things that that's happened in your career, and it's something nice that the children will have to look back on.
Was that one of the reasons for doing it then, for something for the kids to look back on? Because I was surprised when I was reading it this morning, just how personal it is.
Yeah, it was. There is only the little bit about the family section, but they're a big part of my life, and that I don't think I could have done a book without giving them a mention. But the main thing was the football. I've been lucky enough to play for a great club, to play for England, to play some great players, and I just thought it would be nice just for me and my family to remember what's happened over them years.
As well as the family coming through in the book, you talked about being lucky enough to play for a great club and that kind of thing. The other thing that I thought that came through was not only were you lucky enough to play for a great club, but you were lucky enough to play with your mates for such a long time, which really doesn't happen in professional football nowadays.
It doesn't, no. I can't tell how lucky I've been. I was playing with Nicky Butt when I was 13, 14, Gary Neville and Phil Neville, and to come through the ranks like we did, and to be able to come out here and play for this great club, and to achieve the amount of things that we did do was, and like you say, it was all together. There was 6 of us in the U team together, I think, that managed to come through, and we just knew each other. There was no problem with team spirit. We all got on great with each other, and it was just so easy.
Do you think when people then signed for Manchester United, it made it an easier dressing room to come into because you were such a close group of mates, or did it make it a harder dressing room for people to come into?
I think it made it easier. It was all easy-going lads, and there wasn't any big egos about us. We accepted whoever came in, and 9 times out of 10 it worked. It was an exciting time for us, as young lads, to see these big foreign names coming in, exciting names, and yeah, we tried to make them as welcome as you can do.
Did that importance that you put on friendship when you're playing football and mates, do you think that was one of the reasons why you didn't enjoy England as much? Because you mentioned a couple of times in the book about maybe Liverpool lads didn't talk to United lads, there was the London group as well. Did it make it difficult?
Not really, because probably the five of us played with England together as well. But yeah, there was times, I think the United lads ended up just sitting on their own. Maybe that was a bit of a problem because there was so many of us. That might have been the bigger problem. We always stuck together. It was definitely different. Liverpool and Manchester United, there was massive rivalry anyway, and I don't think there was any love lost between the players.
I couldn't tell from reading the book. Did you enjoy your England time, or did you not enjoy your England time?
Yeah, I love playing for England. The only times I didn't really like playing for England was when the tournaments came round. When you're going away for 4, 5, 6 weeks at a time, it was just something that I didn't enjoy doing, because I've always been a lad who loves being at home, and being away for that amount of time wasn't ideal for me. But that's just something you have to be able to do, and it was something I never really come to terms with.
Did you read what Alex Ferguson said about you before in the book?
I did, yeah, but I can't remember.
I've written it down. I've got a book on it, but I've written it down. Dour, uncomplicated Lancashire man who has no time at all for the frivolities in life.
Dour, yeah, Dour's
I quite like Dour. Dour's good in my book as well.
No, yeah, I don't mind that at all. No, I think when I was reading it, I felt at the time it was amazing how well he knew me, really.
How would you describe him then, if you had to write a foreword for his book?
God, I don't know, just relentless, and he just keeps going on. He's managed to produce so many teams, and it's his enthusiasm for the game is no different. And you can see why, really, when he's producing teams like he is today. You watch the team, they look like they're going to score 4 or 5 goals every week, and I'm sure that keeps him young and keeps him going.
Can you remember the first time you met him?
probably at the Cliff training ground sometime, and just frightened to death of him really, because he has that reputation of being a bit of a screamer and stuff. And whenever even when I was an apprentice, 17, 18, you just know if you heard his voice, you just used to hide and try and get out of the way, because you just didn't want to be on the end of anything.
Were you afraid of him all the way up until the end of your career here, or did you find did the relationship change?
I'm still afraid of him now. But no, I think it's just one of them people that you can never quite read. You could one day could be brilliant, laughing, come in the next day and I don't know, something's upset him. You might have upset him, and it's just, I think that's a strength in him really, that you just never quite know what you're going to get next.
When he told you off, when he used to give you a rollicking, how did you react?
You just sit in a corner and not say a word. Just sit shaking. No, I think I might have answered back once when it wasn't a wise thing to do.
You remember what he did?
Yeah, he gave me some choice words, which made me never answer back again anyway.
In all his time in that United dressing room, did anybody stand up to him when he dished out the rollickings? Did anybody give as good as they get?
No one ever gave as good as he got. No, there's a few people like to answer back, but no, I think them things just stay in the dressing room, I think.
What's your career high, would you say, and your career low?
Career high, there's some, and it probably, you set out to win things, and I've been lucky enough to win so many trophies, to win league titles, to win FA Cups, to win a European Cup. All them are equal to me. Lows, getting beat probably to Barcelona twice now in the Champions League final. It's you work all year, and that is really the showpiece to the end of the season, and it's a massive disappointment when you don't win it.
What about, and it's particularly timely given everything that's going on in Manchester at the moment, when you didn't play in that Carling Cup tie against Arsenal, and you didn't want to play? Why?
Yeah, that was a big low. It was something I regretted doing probably a week after, but I was in a state of mind where I was sub at Liverpool the day before. Liverpool away is a massive game, and you not expect to play, but you hope you're going to be selected for the team, and you're not, and you're disappointed, and you think, why is he playing? I think I should be playing. And all that comes into it, and we didn't play very well either. I think we were 2-0 down, and I think he brought me on with 5 minutes to go, and really it was too late. My head was all over the place really. I thought he was probably messing me about, and wrongly so really. It's up to him what he does with his team, and what he does with people who comes off the bench. And I think we were playing Arsenal the day after in the Carling Cup, and it was when I'm not making this an excuse, but it's when first team players weren't playing. They were just playing the youth team, and regrettably I decided I weren't going to play in the game, which was, I realised it was stupid. I let the manager, I let the staff down as well. Not the staff, the younger players as well, who were going to play in the game, and it was something I regretted doing. But at that time, it was a state of mind I was in, and it's probably similar to what Carlos was, that similar frame of mind he was in as well. And if it's true that he did refuse to go on, and there's all types of stories going about, but when you're in that frame of mind, you think you're being messed about by your manager. You try and do something about it, and I tried to do something about it, but it was a stupid thing to do, and I realised that the week after.
And were you fined?
Yeah, I was fined. Yeah, I think I was fined 2 weeks' wages. Yeah.
And so, with one eye on what's happened to Carlos Tevez, is it vitally important that the manager is strong in these situations?
Yeah, well, considering what I did, the manager was probably well within his right to sack me or get rid of me or do whatever he wanted to do with me. But I went to apologise as soon as I realised that I'd made a massive mistake, and he fined me, so he has to fine me the maximum that he can fine me, and that was it. The story was over, and I think I played the next game, and it was all done and dusted. So it's difficult when you're in the frame of mind. I don't know what Carlos. Obviously, I know Carlos quite well from being at United, and he's a player that wants to be playing every week, and when he's sub, it'll be killing him.
I suppose the fans might be more forgiving on you than they would be on Carlos, even Manchester City fans, because you were seen by United fans as one of them, whereas Carlos Tevez doesn't have that perception.
No, it doesn't. But what I did was equally as bad, if not worse, really, by not by refusing to travel with the team. I know Carlos, like I said, I know Carlos quite well. I've been killing him not playing. He didn't play against Napoli when they were struggling really. He got brought on with 5-10 minutes to go. But that's totally up to the manager. But at the time, Carlos won't be thinking that. He'll be thinking that he's got something against me. Why is he not bringing me on? I scored however amount of goals last season. I was City's best player, and now all of a sudden he's not playing me. No, he didn't bring him on against Everton when they were struggling a bit. I think he brought Balotelli on instead, and I'm sure he'd have expected to have been playing against Bayern Munich. He's left on the bench again, and it's not going well, and he leaves it too late to bring him on, or try to bring him on. And I'm not saying he's right, but I'm just saying that his state of mind at the time will think he'll be messed about. I'm gonna mess him about, but it's totally up to the manager. It's the manager's prerogative.
Let's talk about more fun stuff. One of the things that comes through in the book is you love your kit. Your football kit.
Yeah.
You seem to talk about loving a lot of the home strips, but hate most of the away strips.
Yeah, because a lot of the away strips seems to be blue, don't they? And blues, just Man United and blue just don't go together for me. To wear any kit for this club is amazing. The home kit's always been red. It's my favourite colour. Do
you have all the shirts at home? What do you do with your shirts? Because you make a point about saying you swapped with Iniesta in the last Champions League final, but apart from that, the shirts didn't really matter.
No, they didn't to me. If anybody came to me and asked to swap a shirt, then I'd be happy to do it. But it was never something that really interested me. Was collecting other people's shirts. And when someone like Iniesta comes up to you and asks for your shirt, you can't refuse people like that.
What have you done with all your medals and caps and shirts and memorabilia, if you can tell us?
My father-in-law's got them somewhere. I've no idea. I don't know. I just bring shirts home, throw them in the wash, and don't know where they are after that.
And now you're doing coaching, or you're doing your coaching badges, aren't you? And you start coaching the reserves and that. How are you finding that compared to playing?
Yeah, it's totally different. I'm not really coaching yet. I'm just seeing how it all works with Warren Joyce, the reserve team manager. He's helped me out a lot these last few weeks, and he's got bundles of experience. So he's a great man to learn off. I've just been joining him really, and trying to help individual lads as I go along, and trying to pass on some of the things that I think will help them.
I'll put this to bed because we've never really had a chance to talk to you about this. But final question, the most important one: can you tackle?
Of course I can, yeah. There's plenty of evidence of being able to tackle.
So when you saw people writing it and you heard people talking about it, did you just keep quiet?
I was just getting people back. If somebody got me early in the game, then it was always in the back of my mind that I needed to get them back. I didn't always do it on purpose. Some of it was just bad time, I suppose. But I think throughout my career the record wasn't that bad. It was just there wasn't that many yellow cards. Well, I suppose a few yellow cards, not that many sending offs. But I think towards the end, every time I made one tackle, that was it. I got mucked. So reputation, I suppose. You've
got to go and do a signing now, so I won't describe the facial gesture you just did. Good luck with that, and thank you for all the entertainment in the last 20 years.
Thank you. Cheers.